What's up, guys? It's Patricia from TarantulaHeaven.com, and today I'm going to be addressing something that I think this video has been in the making for a while, because I have fostered a little tarantula community of not only like some really great subscribers on YouTube, but I also have a tarantula magazine, I have a tarantula website, I do a tarantula newsletter, I'm on social media a lot talking about tarantulas and posting about tarantulas, so it's obvious that I really love tarantulas, but I only have 2 tarantulas, and a lot of people are very curious about why that is. If you're a tarantula owner, you know that this is a highly addictive hobby, so it's pretty rare that someone would just keep 2 tarantulas or 1 tarantula for years, and that's exactly what I did with Spidey. Spidey is my Chilean rose hair right here, and I had her for like 6 years, just her. Before I even made the move to get my little Arizona blonde sling Blinky. I only got Blinky within the last 7 months, so a lot of questions that I get are like, when are you going to get another one, or are you going to expand your collection? And also, you know, being that I've been in the tarantula game for several years now, and I'm highly interested in tarantulas, you know, when am I going to upgrade to a more dangerous or more exotic species? So in this video, that is what I'm going to talk about. I do not have any special power that makes me immune to the addictive hobby. I still think tarantulas are amazing, and sometimes there are certain species that I would really like to own one day. But for me, I'm kind of very aware of my energy limitations, my logistical limitations, and also just like my personality and what would be healthy for me. And that really has been something I've taken into account as I continue to dive deeper into this hobby and tarantula knowledge. To be honest, I was just very satisfied with Spidey for years. I feel like I'm someone whose energy is best when very focused. So for me, you know, the rewarding part of having Spidey was being able to closely monitor and really observe her and learn from her. And that's really what is the most rewarding part of the hobby for me, and also like really taking good care of her and stuff like that. I just didn't get the urge to get another tarantula for a really, really long time, obviously. I know this might sound really, really stupid, but I got really emotionally attached to Spidey. Like, I love her. I think she's the best. And I don't know, for me that was kind of enough. And I tend to get like that with my pets. Like, I really love my cat back here. I get very emotionally attached, and not to say that people who have tons of tarantulas can't be emotionally attached. I do believe that people with tons and tons of tarantulas take very, very good care of them, and you know their behaviors and their schedules and everything like that. But for me, the way that I kind of take care of things, and how my I guess my emotional regulation works, is that I really like to just have small quantities but really get into them. And I understand not everyone's like that, and I think that in this hobby that's kind of a rarity, but I don't know, I mean, that's something I really take into account before I think about acquiring anything new. And my idea to get Blinky, my little sling, wasn't even because I wanted to expand my collection at all. I was very satisfied with just having Spidey, but I really wanted to have the experience of raising a sling, and I felt like that would help me grow as a tarantula owner and help me learn more, because I got Spidey well into her adult years, so I never got the experience of raising a younger spider. And I've definitely talked about this before in different videos, but I don't think I've ever talked about how it actually relates to how my collection is. I struggle with anxiety a lot, and I mean, I know for some people more tarantulas really help them deal with anxiety, but for me, only having 2 tarantulas is good. I tend to just really get overwhelmed, and there's multiple areas in my life that I'm very, very focused on, so I think that having a larger collection would really put a lot of strain on me. And I think that that's something that any pet owner, whether you're getting a dog, a cat, or bunnies, or anything else, really needs to take into account, is how focused can I be on this hobby. And I'm really aware that a lot in my life has been changing over the last few years, and a lot of like really things that I've really had to focus on. You know, like I started a master's program, I graduated, I now have my license in social work, so that was a big thing that I needed to focus on. I started a new job, now I'm working on getting my clinical hours. So and also, like, I'm in the middle of a big move right now. All of these things take a lot of my energy and mental space. So I think that keeping my collection small and just having little things that I can focus on allows me to focus on those much bigger things. And I very much admire the tarantula owners that can actually hold like level demanding jobs, take care of their families and all of that. I think that that is just so amazing. And I do believe that the majority of the tarantula keeping hobby is full of people who have these massive collections and can actually successfully take the time to feed all of them, clean the enclosures when they need to be cleaned, take care of their tarantulas' feeding schedules, know their molting schedules, and give amazing care. I think that me personally, and my personality type, that thought stresses me out. I've talked about, you know, how I struggle with anxiety, and, you know, I've also talked about how having a tarantula has helped me with my anxiety. But I think that if I had like over 10 tarantulas, I think that I'd be very overwhelmed with the care requirements, because I do get so focused on these other areas of my life as well. So I think that anybody has to take into consideration the logistics of getting into a hobby or expanding. You know, do you actually not only have the financial bandwidth, the space requirements for it, the right setup for it, but also the like emotional and mental bandwidth for it? And wanting to, you know, what else has to give in your life in order for that to be possible? Because it can be really hard to do all the things, right? I also think in this hobby, it's really easy to feel pressured to expand and to get a more dangerous tarantula than you're ready for. You know, I think that a lot of beginners feel pressured that they're not a good tarantula owner unless they get like a pokey or something like that. And I think that that's something that we need to talk about too. And there's been times where I felt pressured because maybe it was expected of me because I've been in the game for a while, to like progress my collection and progress my experience. But I don't know, it's just not something I have to always think about, like what feels right for me, what feels right for my experience level, what am I comfortable with, and what also makes sense for my life. Because, you know, right now I do live in a small apartment, working on getting into a bigger space, but I have a cat, and if I had a fast tarantula that got loose in my space, I don't know what I would do. Like, that would be the end of it. So for me, you know, not only do I not have the urge to get a dangerous tarantula, because that kind of scares me and I'm aware of that, but also, like, I don't think it's right for the animal either to like possibly take the risk. Like, I don't have, like, I know some people who do have other pets, they have these amazing glass, like, displays that they can keep their tarantulas safe in, or they have separate tarantula rooms. I unfortunately don't have that and don't have the space for it right now. And I've seen, like, an uptick of posts on Facebook about cats knocking over tarantula enclosures or getting into the enclosures. So, I mean, I would never have Spidey's tank on this table while my cat's right here, unless I was right here and making sure that she was sleeping. Like, normally Spidey's tank is not here. It's like on a shelf somewhere away from my cat where she can't get it. So I'm really aware of that at this time in my life, it just might not be appropriate for me to have more tarantulas than two. And I hope that no other beginners or people who don't feel comfortable with getting more tarantulas or a more dangerous tarantula feel pressure to do that if that's not what really feels right for them. I think that keeping these creatures is a really big undertaking and responsibility, and one that no one should take lightly. If having 2 tarantulas makes you happy, if having 1 tarantula makes you happy, then do that. You're not any less of a tarantula keeper or any less capable. You know, I mean, of course there's growth and experience that comes with taking care of different spiders, but does that mean you're less dedicated? Does that mean that you're less caring? We have to think about these things, and also the pressure that we put on ourselves and each other in this hobby. And I think that any tarantula owner should be given the freedom to do what makes them truly happy. And for me, my collection of only 2 tarantulas makes me really happy. And maybe one day I'll get another one, or maybe I'll feel like I want to venture into a more exotic species. But right now, my docile, beginner-friendly tarantulas are good for me. I do feel like I am still able to learn about tarantulas through others and through my own research. I do believe that I still have a wealth of knowledge that I can still share, and I do believe that I'm still a valuable tarantula keeper, regardless of your experience. If you're new, just your trying and your research and understanding of these animals is enough, and you don't need to push yourself to venture into something that doesn't really make sense for you and what you want. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about that. What has been your experience in the hobby? And if you do have a lot of tarantulas, I'd be really interested in knowing how you actually work on managing that, like with your time and your energy and stuff like that, because that really interests me, and I very deeply admire people who have the ability to do that and just keep all those balls in the air. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up or subscribe. And you can also subscribe to my Tarantula Tuesday newsletter, which comes out every week on Tuesday, by clicking the sign up link in the description below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.